Hello, welcome to SoGoodReviews.com, the YouTube edition, and this week we take a look at The Wild Ones, co-directed by David Lam. And even though he's co-directing, he treads similarly themed ground as his debut Goodbye Mammy and later on Women's Prison. And therefore he focuses on one form of incarceration and rehabilitation, this time mainly set in a home for troubled girls or juvenile delinquents. While the movie is calculated and never really close to breaking out of an admirable standard quality, The Wild Ones further sets in stone David Lam's reputation as solid personified, and that means a little bit of something. Many, if not all, including the character of Sandy Kwong, come from broken units. She's lost contact with her mother, and you should really wonder, based on an opening scene set in Canada, if she's overambitious or even suitable as a social worker. You know, Hong Kong therefore doesn't seem to provide an easier time. It's not total misery there, but violence and tragedy looms over characters despite, leading to scenes that definitely come from David Lam's good eye for hard-hitting violence. He works with action director Tony Lau Siu-Ming to help elevate this vision as well. You would be right in thinking that The Wild Ones opens up itself for criticism having to do with the story being preachy, and certainly material is risky and calculated to take on, therefore. Thankfully, directors Lam and Francis Song keep focus on their story and characters. So as Sandy struggles to get cooperation out of the girls, as well as self-respect planted in them, and connect them to their family units again. Thankfully, in the choice in the script is not to put blame on a system that hasn't worked with the girls' home or society. It's rather about good timing, despite Sandy obviously being a savior of sorts. But it's not a social commentary where writer Nam Yin throws daggers at the government programs. What Sandy corrects, though, comes via firmly interacting and getting and giving tough love from the girls. So it's a turbulent process, quite rightly, and as portrayed, it's rarely cheesy or cloying. In fact, we may not feel for the entire character gallery, despite adequate setups. But even when using the regular Hong Kong melodrama tactics, the movie is affecting at points when characters are coming to self-realization and are threatened to derail again after gaining a little something. So you never know until the end whether or not Sandy's point of view and tactic will work or what effect it's going to have. Not really edge of your seat tension this, and the movie doesn't play the gory tragedy card heavily either, thankfully. The keyword calculated overall does apply, and while The Wild Ones can be admired for the serious stance it does take, the better effects, taking it above average, only come in bursts, and it shoots itself in the foot towards the end as well when the directors decides to pay off the martial arts angle. But despite, The Wild Ones represents noble thoughts from a David Lam who by now proved he was injecting a maturity into late 80s Hong Kong cinema.